Welcome to another episode of Behind the Dreamers. I'm Jennifer Loading, and we are talking to the achievers, the creators, the magic makers, and the dreamers. These are our friends, these are your friends, and they are living the extraordinary. Today's episode is brought to you by Walt Mills Photography. If you are a creator needing post-production, consultation, or promotion, Walt Mills is your guy. Whether short films, YouTube production, photography work, or a new headshot, he can help you find a solution to match your needs. To learn more about Walt and his work, go to photosbywalt.com. We also want to give a shout out to our friend Chris Clue at Upbeat Media Productions. If you're in need of turnkey special event production, Chloe is your go-to. You can learn more about him and his work at upbeatmediapro.com. All right, we're super excited to welcome our guest to the studio today, JennCole. So Jennifer, we're excited to have you here. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Jennifer, and I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
It's great being here.
Thank you. Well, we're going to tell our audience a little bit about you, and then we'll get jumping into this. Sound fair? Right. We want them to know who you are, right? Yeah. All the amazing things you've done. So JennCole, better known in the industry as JennCole, is a successful entrepreneur and fashion designer of more than 2 decades in the bridal fashion world. She's a fashion pioneer. She opened the doors to the first Black-owned bridal salon in her native state of Mississippi, where she also produced bridal and fashion shows. She honed her craft through the study at the Art Institute of New York City, her work at the Historical Library of the iconic Ralph Lauren, and her work in worldwide travel as a professional tailor with top hat imagewear. She now couples her passion for design with her unrivaled ability to create bespoke pieces that bring every bride's vision to life. And a couple of cool things about Jennifer that I think are really neat. In 2019, she was awarded the Knot Best of Weddings 2020 with the Knot New York and has been featured in the Knot New York Wedding magazine 6 times in 2019 and 2020. She's been featured by International Association of Women and awarded a 2019-2020 influencer for her business and community. She's also a part of one of the biggest bridal showcases in New York, and I'm planning to do some here in the States, or here in Texas. So super excited about what you're doing, Jennifer. And I know she also has an amazing charitable foundation, which I'm sure she'll talk about here. But we want to get you on. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Jennifer.
Yeah, her bio, Chloe, just so you know, is like 3 pages long. So once again, we had to where do we find all the highlights here, right? So one of the beauties of getting, people like you on the show is that you guys have been around for a while. So you've done a lot of amazing things, and we just have to get what is the best of the best here, right? So super excited. So I want to kind of back this up, talk about how you got into this industry, because obviously you've been doing this for a while, and there's something to say, I think, about persistence and tenacity and sticking with your craft. But I want to know, take us through the beginning of this, how this started for you in the, were you doing this as a young child?
Yes, I was. So basically, my mom always sewed. So at the age of 12, I could pretty much make anything. So I can remember her making uniforms for some of the private schools in Mississippi, and I used to do all the hemming. She did all the sewing, I did all the hemming. So in my mind, I always liked to watch the red carpet events, the award shows. So I was always fascinated by the formal wear and wedding gowns and stuff like that. So basically, I went to school at Alcorn State University in Mississippi, but at that time, they didn't have any fashion classes, for designing. So basically, I took up fashion merchandising. Okay. So after college, I actually opened my own. I got my start doing alterations. So 2 years at home doing alterations, and then I moved into my first commercial building working with a cleaner in Mississippi, which was Martin's Cleaners. So what got me started, after college, I purchased a skirt from a store and didn't realize until that following winter that the zipper was messed up in it. So that's what triggered me to start my own business doing alterations. So I actually took it to a lady, and when I found out what she charged, so I started checking prices. So I tell her to this day, I said, "You the reason I started my own business was because of that skirt." And the zipper, so I started checking the prices. But then during the summertime, I thought I would be slow because I did a lot of work for the school. So in the summertime when school was out, the thing that kept me busy was wedding gowns. So I just decided, if I'm going to keep altering wedding gowns, I might as well sell them. So I started, coming to Dallas. I actually came to Dallas like twice a year for market when I opened my own store. But at that time, I like expanded like 4 years straight in the same month, February. For 4 years straight, I expanded my business, into bridal, and I got bigger and I got bigger. But that's where I got my start from. And,
From a zipper.
Yeah, from that zipper.
I love it. I love it. That's how I'm going to remember you now, how you started your business from that skirt that had the zipper. That's so great. Hey, look, everybody has to have like their moment, I think, and it's so funny how you can look back at that and you can be like, hey, I got this piece and it was messed up. And that was like the turning point for me.
Because I was like, I could have did this myself. So then I started checking around and I saw the prices of alterations. And so I just started from home and I worked from home from 2 years and I outgrew home. So that cleaner actually had like 8 stores and I did all of their alterations.
Wow.
And kept up with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that got you all the way to where you are today. That's so incredible. I think, it's neat to hear because the guest on our previous show, we talked about that, how she had gone to school to get her degree and then really had to, like, as she put it, I forgot what the word was. I said step back, because she wanted to pursue something. And so, and then just starting at that bottom, one step up and moving up and moving up and moving up to get to, start accumulating these, I guess, small successes to lead to these big successes over time.
And it's all my experience. I look back and I say everything that I did was leading to where I'm at now, led to New York. So I think when I moved in 2010, I moved to New York. But it was the experiences I had that landed me the jobs in New York. So basically in Mississippi, I sold my house, got rid of my business, made sure my boys was all right because they was in college.
Sure.
So I told them for 2 years we are all going to be in college. So when they got in college, I was like, I don't need all this stuff anymore.
Yeah.
I did this long enough to take care of them, and now I want to pursue what. And so New York came to my mind. I always dreamed of New York since I was 12 years old, but I never really told anybody.
Yeah.
Because my mom sold for the public, but it was 7 of us. So it's like she could never have a store. She couldn't afford it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I took what she did and I took it to a different level.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I love it. I love it. I had a question that was really good. I wanted to ask you, and now I'm like, it's going to come back to me. It was like a good one because I wanted to talk. Well, I know what I wanted to ask you. So your store that you have here, walk us through this really quick, what this experience is like, because you're creating these pieces, right? So this is your work. You're creating this. So what is this like for this client coming in?
When I actually moved to New York in 2010, I enrolled in school at the Art Institute of New York. And that was my thing. I wanted to start my own brand. Just like Beer Wayne has her own wedding brand.
Right.
I wanted my own brand. So I did. I finished school and then I launched my first collection in 2000. Well, I was finished with my first collection in 2016. I actually launched it in 2017.
That's so awesome.
Along with my website. But during that time with me moving, of course I had to work other places. So I actually worked for Ralph Lauren and his historical library. And so that was I was like a child in the candy store because everything was vintage.
Yeah.
So I always loved vintage. That was always my thing. If I create something, it's gonna have something from like the Victorian, style, something like that. But so I just started creating my ideals of dresses because it's just like in 2019 during COVID.
Yeah.
I actually came up with a mini purple collection because people are getting away from the traditional ivory.
Yeah.
And white and ivory dresses. So I came up with a mini purple collection, which I was actually supporting a girl from the Philippines who loved to sketch. So I was actually helping her learn to sketch, but she ended up going to school in Japan. And then she ended up getting hurt working on a job there as a doorman. And she's a little bitty girl. So, I was talking to her all the time, and once I didn't hear from her, I sent her a message. I said, Jalissa, are you okay? And she said, Miss Jen, I hurt my hand. So she couldn't sketch anymore.
Okay.
So I made that mini purple collection for her.
Oh, wow.
And I actually named it after her. But it was to get her, I wanted her to see her designs come to life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I actually want to see
this
purple collection.
To actually motivate her to start back sketching.
Yeah.
Because I guess, a lot of times your family is not the people who would push you to your fullest potential. So basically, I was trying to push her to let her know it's a lot of money in the fashion industry. I don't care what job it is. You could be a pattern maker. You could be in tech design.
Yeah.
Just regular cut and sew. It's a lot of money in the fashion industry, and especially in New York.
Yeah.
So basically...
these are your pieces then. Yeah, this is your design.
The thing about it is a lot of brides think that when you say custom, it means a lot. So my pushing point is for brides to learn the difference between custom and just off the rack.
Gotcha.
If you go into a regular bridal salon, you're not going to meet an actual designer.
Right.
Who can create what you want. You get what's on the rack. Some brides might go in the store and you might like the top of a dress, but you don't like the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So therefore, all of that can be done on the cutting table. That's the purpose of it being custom.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if you want to change anything on my website, any of my dresses are available in sizes 2 through 30 and they're made to measurements. So even if you're in a size 12 in one of my gowns by my measuring chart, I still take more measurements than your bust, waist, and hip, which traditional bridal salons do. I'm taking
You're doing it all.
I'm doing everything. Yeah.
You want to make sure it's right. Exactly. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. So my website is actually because I travel a lot, working doing alterations still as a tailor. Like for hotels, casinos, resorts, and stuff like that. They'll call me out just to come and do measuring. Yeah. So my measuring system is on point.
She's got it down. I love how she says that. My measuring system is on point.
It is on point.
Like she's your person for that. Yeah, she's got it.
Yeah,
I love it, Jennifer.
That's why my wedding gowns are totally different.
Yeah.
I have created gowns for people all over, just being in New York.
Yeah.
From California to Houston, Dallas, wherever. And it's because of my measuring system, and it's never any alterations.
Yeah.
I can't even remember a customer who actually needed alterations behind me measuring them.
That's good. So you know what you're doing. Yeah, you've been doing it for a while, so you know what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, and because I can look at a person and guess their size.
You can figure. Yeah. I say it's kind of like it's kind of like after you've done that a while, you kind of start looking. I got you.
Brides will come to me and they'll say, "Oh, I'm in a size 12," and I looking like, okay.
Yeah, not really.
No.
I gotta beg to differ on that. Let's get that. Let's get the measurements done. This is so awesome, Jennifer. Good for you. I'm gonna have to check out this purple collection. This is awesome.
Have to come to my store.
I have to check it out. I know it's around, not far. Yeah. So I want to ask you, because you've moved, you've traveled, you got kids through the college, you've done all these great things. What do you feel like has been maybe the biggest challenge that you had to go through to get you to this where you are today, like where you're at now?
So I think my biggest challenge was last year. And it was because my mom passed.
Okay.
So most of last year, I ended up in Mississippi taking care of her until she passed. And so when I went back to New York, it's like I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like my best friend is gone. So whatever I was doing, my mom was always a part of it because we shared the same gift.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, who do I talk to now?
Right.
If I'm designing a dress. If I'm designing a dress like last year, while I was in Mississippi, the Mississippi Best Awards show, I actually was nominated for Designer of the Year. Well, when I went to the show, I created a dress, but if my mom would have been there, we would have discussed that dress 10 times,
Yeah.
So it's like I didn't even want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
So I think last year was probably my biggest challenge. I've never been afraid to take a chance. That's why I wasn't afraid. When I moved to New York, I had never been to New York. I had never even flew on a plane before until the day that I moved. So I've never been afraid to take a chance. I always follow my inner thoughts.
Yeah, I call it spidey sense. Yeah. The spidey sense. That's what I call it for me.
I never follow what somebody else tell me to do because a lot of times when you're talking to people and they don't own a business, they're the ones who got the most advice for you, but they don't have the slightest clue about what you're going through or what you're trying to do. So I always, try and surround myself with positive people that motivate me.
Yeah.
And I always follow what my mindset do. So that one trip to New York took me all over the world. I've traveled islands I didn't even know exist.
So awesome.
Just as a tailor, yeah.
Yeah, that's so awesome. It's actually, I think it leads really good into the next question I wanted to ask you, because you've said some really good things right here. So What advice would you give to your younger self?
My younger self, I don't know, to keep going.
That's good.
Just
yeah.
keep going.
Keep going.
And that's what I said. I said, I never stop until, my time is up. So
Yeah.
my thing is now I want to give back. I've always tried to help. Because I grew up, it was 7 of us. I got 5 brothers and 1 sister. So it was 7 of us. So it was very hard for my mom.
Sure.
And it's like she couldn't afford to send me to New York for design school, So that's why that always stayed on my mind. And I never really discussed it with anybody until I decided to move to New York. And I had it made in Mississippi. In Jackson, Mississippi, you would think I was a celebrity when I go there, because everybody knew me, from the police department, the schools, everybody.
Here she comes, the bridal lady.
And I traveled and did bridal shows. I have customers that will call me now, and they could be in the store shopping and say, they'll send me a picture and say, Jen, what do you think about this?
That's so funny.
That's just how much my opinion matters. So same thing with the company that I work for. Their customers would call me, they look for my judgment on stuff, my opinion on stuff. So I don't know. I never thought that my little song would have took me this far in life.
Yeah.
But I just never stopped. So I don't regret moving to New York. Like I said, that New York
was a launch pad for you. Yeah,
exactly.
It was a launching step for you. That's so awesome. Well, and I think the big thing here is, like we talked about before, you don't really have the what ifs. Like, you're living out what you wanted to do, and you just made it happen, and you're continuing to evolve and grow, and your business is really, I mean, from, like I said, from reading this bio, like, I'm like, where do we start? There's so much here. But I think something that'd be really good, because you mentioned your foundation. Let's talk about that. Tell us a little bit about that, because our listeners might want to, what part of, because obviously you got the business, but there's this other side of you.
So basically, because I grew up the way that I did, I would say from all of my traveling, it just triggered a different side of me as far as giving back. So just say, for instance, if I went to DR, if I went to Jamaica, if I went to Aruba, those places like that, when I was traveling, I would always make sure I went to the rural areas.
Yeah.
Not just on the resort where you got people vacationing who got money.
Right.
I want to see how other people are living and what their culture is and how they think and what they're doing. That was just me. I'm always curious.
Yeah.
So I have a few friends in New York that's from Africa, and they were working on some stuff there. So then I got involved, and I met this little 9-year-old girl. No, she was 8 years old at that time. And the picture of her sitting at a sewing machine at 8 years old, she could sew anything.
Wow.
And I was like, wow.
That's you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. I'm like, oh my God, I never seen another little girl that determined or loving sewing that much. So I ended up adopting her, and I paid for her schooling and everything for her to be in a better school. So then I partnered with the Taste of Africa, which is an organization that was to unite the entertainment industry with the U.S. and Africa. Well, of course, fashion is a part of that. So I partnered with them, and what I was going to do was do an annual show every year with maybe 20 girls. With maybe 20 girls, who had the skill to sew and wanted to go further with it. So when I started soliciting girls on Instagram, and we did the lunch. So that was in like 2019.
Okay.
So when we started soliciting girls, I have over 100 girls. I'm like, oh my God.
You wanted 20, you said 20, and now you got 100? Wow.
Over 100. So people started, so I got involved with those girls, and it's like I just fell in love with them.
Yeah.
Some of those girls are homeless, and it's like I understand, and I know exactly how they think to have the talent to sew and want to design, but don't have the means. So that's when I said, you know what? I prayed. I said, Lord, I want to build a school. So this first school that I want to build is going to be in Ghana. So actually, I went to Ghana. Well, we did the launch before. I planned the full launch for the school before I even went to Ghana.
Wow.
And that was in 2020. So in 2021, during COVID, when I was at home not working, I worked more on that. So basically, I went on to Africa, and I met the girls, and I had a great time, with those girls. So those girls I still reach out to them, but last year, because of my mom, I had to put everything on hold.
Sure.
So we're in the process. Once I'm settled here, I'm going to start back working on that. So I still keep in contact with them. They, send me messages and I talk to them all the time.
That's awesome.
So that's
What's the
my
name of
plan.
that organization that you have set up?
So the name of it is JennCole Design School.
Okay.
But after my mom passed, it's like when I went back to New York, I must have cried like 2 weeks straight. Like, okay, what just happened? Because when I was in Mississippi with my family, I was okay and I was doing everything that I know I needed to do. But when I got to New York, it's like I just fell apart. And I'm like, I can't grieve here by myself because I don't have any other family.
Sure.
There. So I went back home. But it's like after those 2 weeks, it's like something just came to me and said, no, you get up and you pick up where you left off at because that's what she would want you to do, and you name that school after her. So I'm going to change the name of that school to my mom's name.
Awesome.
In honor of her. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Good stuff, Jennifer. That's so awesome that you're doing that. I think that, you're in a great place where you're able to create that and manifest that. I think that it's awesome.
And not just that. So the school is going to be like a 2-year program for the girls, and during that 2-year program, they will be able to come to the U.S. to see the fashion side here. But my plan was to build the first school in Ghana.
Yeah. A
second school and mass production facility in New York. But now that I'm in Dallas,
now you're rethinking your plan.
It's gonna be it will have to be here in Dallas.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, it's a good place. Yeah, and it's a good place. It's a great place. So you have to keep us posted on how that's coming along for you. I know I'm obviously, whatever you set your mind to do, you're doing and you make happen. So I have no doubt you're going to get it done. You'll make it happen. I haven't known Jennifer very long, Chloe, but I can tell you just from what I've listened to. And it was funny because somebody else told me I needed to talk to you. Was it Brooke that mentioned that? She said I needed to talk to you. And I'm like, she just was a friend from networking. Was telling me stuff about you, and I'm like, what? Let me talk to her.
Brooke is the best. Yeah. It's so crazy so how I ended up in Dallas, let me tell you how I ended up in Dallas. So before I moved to New York, my second choice, my thing is I outgrew Mississippi.
Yeah, sure.
So my second choice would have been Dallas.
Okay.
So before COVID, I was actually thinking to buy a house in Dallas, but not move yet.
Okay.
But then COVID happened and I stopped. So anyway, after I went back to Mississippi, and I was there like 6 months, I thought about opening a store on the Gulf Coast, but then I said, nobody's making money on the Gulf Coast but the casinos.
Yeah.
So my son had a car accident in February, and I had to come here and see about him because he had fractured his leg and he had a bad head injury, so he couldn't work, and he's a personal trainer. So I ended up over here for that. And after 2 weeks,
you just stayed here.
I was like, I'm not going back.
She became a Dallas now.
I did.
She decided to stay.
I'm like, oh my God, I forgot how busy Dallas is.
It is busy here. Yeah. It's a good place to have a business too. Texas is a great place to.
And everything is a whole lot nicer, a whole lot cleaner.
Yeah.
It's like I fell in love
with it.
More
friendly.
Yeah, more friendly, exactly.
Be friendly people. Most of us are. Not everybody. Most of us are friendly.
Yeah.
So good, Jennifer. So good. This has been awesome. Chloe, I think we need to ask her some fun questions. What do you think? We're going to change it up a little bit?
Sounds good to me.
We got to ask some fun. Okay, I'm gonna start off with the travel one because you mentioned early on in the show. These, by the way, are supposed to be rapid fire. They're meant to be short. They're not always short, but we try. Okay. We try really hard. So you mentioned earlier traveling all over. So I want to ask you, what is probably the most, I guess, the best place you've traveled to?
I always fell in love with Aruba.
Have you been to Aruba?
I have not. I want to open a store in Aruba.
You've been everywhere, haven't you? She's been all over.
Every time I hear Aruba, though, I just think of the Kokomo song. Oh. Aruba, Jamaica, come on, I want to take it.
We need to play that. We should, every time somebody says that, we should just play that song, right? Like, oh, here we go, Aruba.
Yeah, Aruba. Other than Africa, I really enjoyed myself in Africa. I actually have a house in Africa.
Do you?
Yeah.
Very cool.
So after I came here, I'm like, where are all my summer clothes? They're in Africa.
They're in Africa. What a problem to have. She's like, my summer clothes are all in Africa at my house.
Yeah.
It's so great to be worldly, right? To be able to travel. I don't have that problem, Jennifer.
Yeah,
funny story. When I went on vacation, I had packaged this is a terrible story, actually. I had packaged all my dirty clothes up in a bag, put them in the back of the car, and somehow they ended up in the trash can. And so I get home and I get ready to wash my laundry. It's like we were there for, a little while, some of my workout clothes, some of my good shorts. I'm like, where are my clothes? Like we've never done this. Like I don't know somebody, I don't know what happened. They were in the trash. Luckily, I contacted the renter and said, can you do me a favor? I don't know why I even thought to do this. I said, can you go look in the trash and see if there is a trash bag with clothes in it? Sure enough, my clothes were in the trash.
Oh, you got lucky.
I got lucky. She shipped them to me.
That happened to me in my home in Monaco. Yeah.
But you didn't get them shipped to you, did you? You were so lucky you didn't get them to mail them to you, did you? No, I was like, man, I don't even know what the odds were on that. But yeah, what a problem to have. Like, you just got to buy you some new ones, Jennifer, right?
Yeah.
All right. Favorite guilty pleasure food?
Oh, my.
Since you've traveled
From
everywhere.
traveling the islands, oxtails.
Oxtails.
Ooh, oxtails.
Are they good?
Oh, my
I have
God.
not had that.
The best.
So there's a place right down the street that is all I don't want to say it's all Nigerian cuisine, and it's called Fusion Vibes. Really good. And then if you want to get good oxtail, you just go to like Sweet Georgia Browns, or you go to.
Really? Okay.
I've never had
or you
it.
can go to Elaine's.
I'm gonna have
Elaine's
to
is
check
like
it out.
they do Jamaican stuff. They do Jamaican.
Yeah, the
jerky.
Jamaican. I love the Jamaican.
You like it?
Oxtail.
Yeah, I haven't had that. I'll have to try it.
Yeah, the best.
So good.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, I got one. What are you listening to right now?
Ooh.
Music.
What am I listening to? Gospel. Most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who are some of your favorite gospel artists?
CC Wine.
That is funny that
I do
you
know.
mentioned
I do
that.
know that one. Yes.
I did a tour with the Winans. It was BBCC, the whole family. They did
Wow.
a tour, and it was called "What's Love Got to Do with It?"
Yeah.
And it was like a little tour they did, and I did that for them. God, that was like early 2000s.
And I really love her new song, the Believe For It. I love that song. But when I did the launch in Africa, there's I call her my daughter.
Yeah.
And she's a gospel singer there. Her name is Diana. So she had just did a song, and the name of it was Believe.
Okay.
So she ended up coming to perform at the launch that song, and oh my God! So I wasn't even there, so they had me on the big screen.
Yeah.
So when she started singing that song, I started crying.
Wow.
I started crying, and then I could hear somebody sniffling, like on the. And I'm like, okay, that's not me they're hearing. Is it?
Like the camera's on hyper. Yeah.
So it was the girls.
Oh
my God! So it was her singing that song was perfect for the event because the girls was like, now they have some hope. So it was very touching. I'm serious.
Yeah.
So then the media got me on camera, and when I knew anything they had posted, designer JennCole cries. It was too. I'm like, no, they didn't just post.
They did not just do that. No, they did not just do that. Okay, I'm going to ask the concert question because I want to ask this.
Okay.
One. What's the first concert you ever attended?
Prince.
You just scored brownie points over here. That's his favorite artist.
Yeah, it was nice.
What year was that?
Oh my God,
You know?
I don't even remember.
So long ago, huh?
Yeah, that was so long ago. Yeah, Prince. That's probably Prince. I don't think the only other concert I ever went to was LL Cool J.
LL Cool J.
I'm bad.
Very
He
cool.
actually had a car on the stage.
Yeah. Too fun, Jennifer. Too fun. You've done a lot of great things. I'm excited I definitely want to see some of your work. I want to look at it, but I think you're doing some incredible things. You've done a lot of amazing things, and it's going to be fun to watch as you continue to evolve your line and just what you're doing here in the Dallas area. So for our audience, definitely, if they're in need for bridal wear, customization, they need to come see you.
And alterations. So basically, everybody knows me like I said, if I don't sell not one wedding gown, alterations have always paid the bills.
Yeah.
So I do alterations for male, female.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be bridal.
Sure. That's good to know too, because I mean, I don't have too much,
Most
but
men have to have their pants hemmed. If you're buying a suit, it has to be hemmed. So I do tailoring like for altering. Most guys want their suits more fitted now, so I do all of that.
Yeah, yeah, because they'd be too wide here and the pants not be
Yeah.
long, they're too long, whatever, right? They're
Exactly.
backwards.
Yeah.
They got to have bigger all the way, shorter legs, and the pants are never right, right?
Yeah.
They're never right. That's so good. Well, Jennifer, if our audience wanted to learn a little bit more about you, your work, all that good stuff, where do we want to send them?
Well, they can go to my website or they can come to my location and check out my
Okay, well,
new
tell us both.
location.
Tell us the location
So,
and tell us your website.
my location is 2201 Midway Road, Suite 102. That's in Carrollton.
Okay.
It's actually right at the corner of Midway and Keller Springs.
Oh, I know where you're at. Yeah,
Yes,
you're not
North
far.
East
Yeah, I know where you're
Central.
at. Yeah, yeah.
So I actually pushed
didn't realize you
myself
were
to
that
be
close.
open. Yeah, I pushed myself to be open on my birthday. So I actually did just soft opening on my birthday, June 29th. But my grand opening would be August the 18th, starting at 10 o'clock. They'll do the
Okay.
ribbon cutting.
Very cool.
Yeah, with the chamber. Midcred. And what is it?
Metrocrest? Yeah,
Yes,
Metrocrest. Yeah.
Metrocrest chamber
I know where
is
you're
the
at.
building.
Yeah, you're not. Actually work at the LA Fitness right up the road from there. I know where you're at.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very cool. Well, congratulations
yeah,
on
and
that.
then my website,
Yep.
of course, is www.JennCole.design.
Okay.
Not .com, but
Design.
.design. But because I did so much in New York, actually the wedding salon bridal showcase, I've always participated with that. So, I mean, people can just Google JennCole.
Yeah,
and
they'll find
a
you.
whole lot of stuff will come up, yeah.
Just Google her. She's going to
Yeah.
come up. They will find you. I'm excited for you,
Yeah.
Jennifer. You're doing awesome stuff. So I'm
And
glad.
the school, if people want to see what I've been doing, with the school in Africa, it's JennColeDesignSchool.com.
Okay. And I'm sure that they
But
can.
that'll pull up
Yeah.
too.
I was going to say, they can find you once they
Yeah.
go. They'll be, I'm sure you got it all. We'll make sure when this goes out too that we have the website linked on there and
Yeah.
get you tagged so they know how to connect with you. But yes, to our audience, just go look her up. You'll find her, right? She's been around a while. You can't miss JennCole, right?
Yeah.
So this has been awesome. We do want to say, of course, to our listeners, if you enjoy our show, please be sure you give us a rating, both on iTunes and Facebook. We can't do this without you. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. And we want to leave you guys with a final thought. In order to live the extraordinary, you must start, and every start begins with a decision. You guys take care, be safe, and be kind to one another. We will see you next time.